All right, let's go. Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is JTQ9 of SSX-1, and we are finally here. War number 12, season 34, which means we get to go into the off season. As much as I love war, also love some time off to be able to complete some other content that needs to get up. But anyway, before we get to that, let's go. We got war number 12. We're up against M Matrix. I believe if we win this, we get a top 10 Masters appearance. Going in, fortunately, we basically locked down Masters role, and yeah. So let's start off. We got a different lane this time. We got lane 7 in tier 1. I got this Dragon Man. I got some Doom action here for the I say some actual Doom action for the first time in a while, which is always nice. And here, strategy is basically parry heavy, control the power. Just be aware of it. Use Doom to do what he does best, and that's control power as much as possible. So try not to take any hits. Obviously, I'm trying not to dex. I believe... Oh man, I even forget what's on this node. So was it Conflictor? Yeah, so Conflictor's on this node as well. Just as I'm seeing the the power happen when it's going on. And he was gaining a lot of power because obviously with my shock, it triggers it. And yeah. And I wasn't dexing there because I didn't want Mystic Dispersion to kick in. And then that way I'd cause me to falter and all that fun stuff as the global kind of would affect here. So my goal is obviously push to some Doom cycles. And just be safe, basically. Not a very difficult fight, as you can see. Doom was basically wrecking him here, as he usually does against guys that require power control. So, no, I'm very happy with this fight and how it was going down. I wasn't sure how it was going to be. I was a little nervous kind of going in, but as I kind of was going through it, I realized Doom is a tank, and I use him pretty well at controlling the power. So, yep, first fight done. And yeah, this Cersei fight, this was the one I was kind of the most nervous about of all the fights. Different strategies. I wanted to try, initially, my initial strategy going in was to kind of parry heavy constantly, because if you can get those first shocks on and get the stagger, then you can basically parry heavy her way down, all the way down. But because she threw a heavy, she was getting the glancing thing on, and I was waiting for her to basically not have the glancing so I could throw a special and actually do some damage. So when she has the glancing kind of buff up, or glancing kind of symbol up, the strategy was then, since I couldn't do kind of the parry heavy like there, was to basically hit into her constantly, because every time she gets a regen buff, and when it expires, I get the Mystic Dispersion, so it was easily pushing myself to an S3. So that was kind of the strategy. It was either parry heavy where I could, or basically bait the SP1 as much as possible, and use the kind of the regen, since it wasn't like a lot of regen, relatively speaking. It was just to feed the Mystic Dispersion, and then throw the SP3 when the glancing was down to do maximum damage. So I believe this one here, the fight was done. So in 2 fights, going pretty quickly. I'm only down 6% health. I think I used a total of, what, 3,000 potions and maybe a 1,200 in the entire war. So maybe that's a little foreshadowing, but this was actually one of my cleanest wars I've done to date. So this next one here, you have Fury, Hazard Shift, Penny, just absolutely owns him. This will be a prime example, and one of the many reasons I like Penny, but it'll be showcased really well here as well. So eventually when this starts up, because as we're going through, so again, the idea is to build to a Penny cycle. So throw the SP1 when he's about to cross a bar of power, or 2 bars of power, so then I can get my Spidey charges up as high as possible, being 10 usually at this point. Crosses over, so there's my 10 Spidey charges. He's unstoppable now, so just sorry, not unstoppable, unblockable. So just got to be aware of that, and then basically build to an SP2. Because after that, when he goes into his second life, because of Penny's heal block, he won't be regenerating anything, and he will so here I was just letting kind of the unblockable go off, because then I could land a parry and then push him back and get the SP2. So right at there, push him there, gets a second life, Penny blocks it, and then he dies. So again, Nick Fury just absolutely owned by Penny. Very easy fight, was not worried at all. Obviously, the only thing you kind of have to worry about is the unblockable SP1, but she does a good job of not taking very much damage. So here we have Domino on Spite. I've taken it 6-7 times this season. Hard to keep track. I did throw on a White Mags kind of pre-fight, even though I really didn't need it. So again, strategy here, Penny Cycle, try to throw the SP1 when she's close to a bar of power. Hopefully not lucky. So I think at this point, yeah, I threw it and was lucky enough to take off the amount of, or to get the full effect of the Spidey charges. So from here, seeing as she turns off basically kinetic transference and Spite, just push to an SP2 and she will be dead momentarily. So again, this is a relatively easy fight with Penny specifically. I could see with other champs it'd be a lot more difficult, but here, I don't know. Oh yeah, I was trying to bait the SP2, that's why. And then make sure she doesn't go lucky when I want to throw my SP2, so I just kind of wait it out, pull it, and then throw it when she's mid power, so there's no chance of her evading anything. And just like that, that fight is done. So we're having so much fun, 4 fights in, super quick. And this one here, Vision Arcus, is just never a challenge with Doom. Doom just honestly owns him every single time. You get to a bar power, well, you could also throw the SP1 to nullify his power gain the power gain, and then you're right into a Doom cycle, and it's basically game over from that. You just have to be careful you don't push past your first kind of bar of power when you're in the Doom cycle. But other than that, it's a really, really easy fight. Doom just absolutely owns them, just with the staggers and with the kind of gaining the power and stuff. So even when he throws a special, it does very little damage. So that time I did take a hit to the face for whatever reason, but again, get him here, knock him down. We're into a Doom cycle. Basically does a lot of damage there. Little power drain, throw it, grab his power gain, push you back to an SP3, and the fight is going to be done. So nothing challenging here. I was very happy. It was my cleanest war of the season. Like I said, I think I only used 3 potions and for a maximum of like 10,000 health. It's nice to come out of the fights with a full bar of yellow, or at least close to. So with that, my war was done. So anyway, our battle group, we ended up dying 3 times in the end. I know it's not the complete numbers here. They ended up cleaning us out, which is unfortunate. And again, too, with the war results, they ended up, I think we got down a little early, and they just came back and had a very clean war. They did very well. Like I said, they had zero deaths against our battle group, and we usually have a pretty solid defense. But despite that, like I said, we couldn't make top 10, but we did finish in Masters. So we did finish in 4th. This was a screenshot kind of taken prior to the rewards actually coming out. And it seemed that for the first time in a long time, maybe I'm missing something, but let's say anyone that's ahead of us, there's no docs for cheating, which is always nice. We always like to play this fairly and enjoy it and whatever. So here are the rewards. I'm not going to have any reward openings just now. With the compensation package, we got to have a couple Nexus crystals now. I think I want to wait to see what the July 4th kind of brings. And then maybe I'll do an opening at that point, because the day after is my birthday, and then we'll see from there. So yeah, we were 6-6 on the season. Overall, pretty happy with that. Again, ending Masters is always great. And thank you all for tuning in for the entire season. I really enjoy making these videos, these war videos. Maybe if I get some time, I'll maybe put out some other content here and there. I think I still have 1 or 2 2 or 3 Karina challenges left, so maybe I'll do that. But we'll see. So if I also want to give a shout out, thank you DLL and all the other officers in our war and our alliance. I know there's a lot of time and effort that goes into these things, and without you guys, we wouldn't have run as smoothly as we did. So thank you very much. And thank you all for tuning in, and we will catch you all on the next video. Hope you all have a great opening for your crystals, and that you ended up having a good war season. Take care. Bye.